Reverse psychology isn't lying, and it isn't trickery. It's built on one real psychological law. Tell people they can't have something, or that they can't do something, and their brain fights to prove you wrong. Psychologists call it reactance. Threaten someone's freedom to choose, and they defend that freedom, even if it means doing exactly what you wanted all along. Used carelessly, this becomes manipulation. Used well, it becomes one of the most powerful tools in psychology. Here are 8 ways it works. Flip 1. The freedom flip. Ask someone for a favor, and their first instinct is to protect their time. So don't ask. Give them the exit first. You don't have to help me with this, but if you had 10 minutes, you just removed the one thing they were bracing to defend, their freedom to say no, which means saying yes doesn't cost them anything anymore. It's not a trick question. It's an unlocked door. People walk through open doors more often than they walk through pushed ones. Flip 2. The doubt flip. A parent wants their kid to clean their room. Ordering it rarely works. So instead, I bet you can't get this whole room clean before the timer runs out. Suddenly it's not a chore, it's a challenge. Doubt someone's ability, and most people don't argue with you. They prove you wrong. This isn't just for kids. Coaches, managers, and negotiators use the exact same move. I'm not sure you're ready for this account yet. Gets more effort than take this account. Challenge the ego. The task takes care of itself. Flip 3. The scarcity flip. Tell someone they can have something anytime, and it barely registers. Tell them it might not be available much longer, and suddenly they want it. This is why only 2 left sells faster than in stock. It's not really about the object. It's about the freedom to choose it. Once that freedom feels threatened, desire spikes. Even for things people weren't sure they wanted a minute ago. Used honestly, a real deadline, a real limited spot, this is persuasion. Used dishonestly, a fake countdown, a fake shortage. This is a lie wearing a psychology term. The technique is neutral. What you attach it to isn't. Flip 4. The objection flip. Before someone can argue with yourself first. You're probably thinking this is too expensive. And honestly, you might be right. You just said the thing they were about to say, which means they can't say it anymore. It's already on the table. Now there's nothing left to push back against, just the actual decision. Salespeople use this to disarm price objections. Therapists use it to help people voice their own resistance out loud. Say the objection first, and you control which direction the conversation goes next. Flip 5. The silence flip. Instead of convincing someone to change their mind, ask them to defend it. Okay, convince me why you shouldn't do this. Most people expect a fight. What they get is silence, because saying it out loud is harder than thinking it. Half the time, they talk themselves out of their own position. You didn't argue. You just built a mirror and let them look into it. This is a real coaching and therapy technique, not just a conversational trick. It works because people trust their own conclusions far more than yours. So let them reach it. Flip 6. The undersell flip. Oversell something, and people brace for disappointment before they've even tried it. Undersell it, and their guard drops. It's probably not for everyone, but pulls people in further than "you're going to love this" ever does. When expectations are low, discovery feels like a reward. When expectations are high, anything less than perfect feels like a letdown. This is why the best recommendations rarely sound like sales pitches. They sound like someone being honest about the downsides first. Ironically, that's what makes people trust the upside. Flip 7. The self flip. Reverse psychology doesn't only work on other people. Tell yourself, "I have to work out today," and some part of you immediately resists. Tell yourself, "I don't have to. I could just skip it," and the resistance quietly disappears. That's reactance again, just aimed inward. Removing the obligation doesn't remove the motivation. It removes the fight you were having with yourself over it. The people who seem effortlessly disciplined aren't forcing themselves less. They've just stopped giving themselves something to rebel against. Flip 8. The de-escalation flip. Someone's angry. Every instinct says defend yourself. Defending yourself gives them something to keep pushing against. You're right to be frustrated. I'd probably feel the same way. You just agreed with the emotion, without agreeing to be wrong. there's nothing left to fight. The resistance they were bracing for never showed up. Most arguments aren't really about the facts. They're about whether the other person feels heard. Give them that first, and the actual disagreement gets much smaller. Here's where this stops being psychology and starts being something else. Every technique in this video works because it respects one thing. The other person still gets to choose. You're shaping the frame. You're not removing their exit. Manipulation looks similar on the surface, but it works by hiding information, faking urgency, or punishing someone for choosing differently. Here's the test. Would this still work if they knew exactly what you were doing? And would they still be okay with the outcome? If yes, that's influence. If no, that's something you should stop doing. None of these flips work if the underlying request is manipulative. They work because most people aren't actually resisting your idea. They're resisting the feeling of being pushed. Take the push away, and the idea can finally stand on its own. If this changed how you think about persuasion, subscribe. Next time, we're covering the dark psychology techniques that cross the line this video just drew.